It's a really nice evening down here at MK Bay Marina, but this weekend we've decided not to go out on the channel. We're just gonna hang around the boat here, sleep on Skookum, maybe watch some movies, have some snacks. I know Derek's gonna want to do some boat chores. We got some filters to change in the engine room, so it looks like we'll just be hanging out here. With fuel prices anyways, we'll just take a little break. Hi, Skooky. Yeah, we do talk to our boat. We actually miss her when we're in town. We'll come spend the night. Derek's gonna take all the window covers off now.
Not all of them.
Well, just that one.
Just this one. We roll it back because Jen has a need to see outside.
Have to see outside. That one looks like it's falling out there at the top. We'll have to fix the foil. Nice and warm. Hi, Ranger. Are you excited to be down here? Hey? You looking for little fish? Hey? You gonna catch us a fish? The water's so calm out there tonight. It's like no wind down here. So peaceful. Okay, Ranger, let's get some snacks. As soon as we get to the boat, the first thing I like to look at is the bilge. I don't know why, I just have this thing where I have to go down into the engine room, make sure it looks good, make sure that the pump and the floater are okay. It's funny, I just walk in here and it's the first thing I do. When we were fishing for herring, Derek was actually fishing when it was kind of dark and he couldn't really see, and he got a huge rat's nest. So I tried working on it for a bit, trying to get all the little knots out, pulling, and I just watched movies, and I gave up. I just said, you know what? Either cut it or we're getting new stuff, because I don't want to spend another minute on that. Oh, there's Derek, sweeping all the rocks off the walkway there. They get stuck on the bottom of our shoes, and then we end up dragging them onto the boat on the back deck. It can get rather annoying. We're always scared it's going to scratch something, so he's always working. He never stops. Spraying all the rocks off. Don't ruin the windows. There's Rio Tinto, our aluminum smelter here in Kitimat. Really nice night out. Not many boats in the marina right now. Pretty soon, a couple more months, it will be full in here. Ranger? Did you have some dinner? You eat your dinner? What's the matter? You think we're gonna go out on the ocean this weekend? Hey, we're taking a little break. Do some chores, hang around here, okay? Oh, you're such a good boy. Oh, it's a nice morning. Hey, Ranger? It's a nice morning. Ah, we should be out on the ocean right now. Too many chores. What you doing?
I'm just gonna change the fuel filter, so I'm shopping in our corner store.
Under the bed.
Under the bed. We
Our
got
corner store.
lots of filters.
Wow.
I just want to see what the difference is between these two.
Every time Derek pulls a filter out, he reorders a new one to replace it.
We'll use this one.
Okay.
Ugly wrap.
We got lots of
One. Let's see how many more we have on hand. I like to have enough filters to replace every filter on the boat at least once, and the reason for that is you could have a fuel problem anywhere, and it's just nice to have the parts you need to change it. And it's actually happened to us once this year, or sorry, last year in the summer. We plugged up a fuel filter and the engine quit, and I was able to go down and swap it out.
How much does each filter cost?
I don't even know, to be honest with you. They range from I would say the cheapest one is about $25 to like some of these filters are. These were like $80. It's a water filter.
$80? Holy
Yeah.
cow.
Oh.
Wow. This morning is a maintenance day, so we've decided to change 2 fuel filters down in the engine room. The surgeon's ready to go in and operate on Skookum. I got the paper towel here behind me.
Changing these filters is quite simple. So just pull the cap off, pull the O-ring out, and then pull the filter out. They have a little handle here so that you can grab it.
Can you tell by looking at that filter if it's yucky?
Maybe, but you typically go by engine hours, or this one has a gauge on it. So when it starts drawing too much vacuum, that means that the filter's plugged. It's not able to draw the fuel through the filter fast enough, and then what happens is the engine's not getting enough fuel, and it usually quits. So ideally, you change it before that happens. So there's a recommended hours, but I usually go by the gauge. So we have a fuel polishing system in the boat, and we keep the fuel polished pretty good. So I don't have a set, I'm going to change it at this time. I use the gauge. When the gauge tells me that it's time to change the filter, then that's when I change it. And I try usually around like if it's drawing a vacuum of say 5 or 6, then that's when I'll think about changing it. So the way this is a dual setup here, and the way it's set up is that you can use one or the other, or you can use both. And some people want to use both because they feel that it's going through the system and your fuel's coming out twice as clean. But if this side cleans the fuel down to 2 microns, then there's nothing for this side to do. So it's not really doing anything. But the advantage of using one side at a time is that, for instance, when we were out last October, we had a failure because I obviously wasn't monitoring the gauge enough, and the engine died. And when I came down, I could see a vacuum on the gauge, so I knew it was a fuel issue right away. So then I was able to just flip this lever over so that we're running our running the other filter, bleed the air out of the engine, and fire it up, and away we went. And the whole process took about maybe 2.5 minutes. So now we're running on this one, and we want to make sure that this one is ready to go, so that if there's a failure of this one, I can just switch it over. So that's the better way to use the two system.
Like a backup.
A backup. You could get water in your fuel or something like that, and then you're able to quickly, while you're out, change it. So about every second or third time I change the filter, I'll take this whole assembly apart, because it gets there's some sort of algae or something that grows in there. There's some sediment in the bottom of the bowl. So then I'll take the whole thing apart. I did do that last time, so I'm not going to do it this time. So now basically I have the new filter, and I'm simply going to drop it in.
It looks so nice and white and clean. Holy.
Yeah. So I simply just drop it in like so, and then it comes with a brand new gasket kit. So we'll change the gaskets out. Before I put this cap back on, I like to top it back up, and I do that by turning the main fuel back on.
Okay, you want me to do that?
Yeah, actually I'll reach it. I just got to make sure it doesn't overflow. So I turn the main fuel back on. I open up the return line again.
There's our day tank.
Yeah. And now I'm going to switch this valve so that it fills this one. And as soon as I see the fuel, then I turn it off again. So I'm just coming up, adding some fuel. I can see the level coming up. And there it is, right at the top.
Oh, yeah, it's bubbling there.
Okay, so now I just let it sit here, because the filter element's going to absorb the fuel. So I just wait and see if it needs a little bit more. While I'm waiting, I'm going to inspect the O-ring in here, and everything looks good. I'll probably just give it one more little shot. There. See, I got it coming over the top. And then we'll put this back on. You have to keep in mind that you need to hold that element in place. And drop our screw back in, inspecting that O-ring that we've changed. And tighten it down. And you'll get a little bit spill over. And then you get a rag and wipe it all up. I'm going to switch it over to this side, because that will now allow fuel to flow into it. And because I want to know that it's leaking. And more importantly, I want to start the engine and run it to make sure all the air is out of this system so that it's ready to go. Because I don't want, if I have to switch it in an emergency, I want this side ready to go. So basically all I'm going to do now is start the engine, but I'm going to change the other fuel filter first.
Is it full of stuff?
Just need to lubricate this filter. Pull off the old one.
Oh, just broke.
It's pretty brittle, so that's why we're changing it, obviously.
Yeah, I can't believe it just snapped off like that.
So the new one, we want lubricated in this. I got a piece of absorbent padding there catching the drip. And this has to go, if you rotate it, it will come up the thread.
Must have took us maybe about 5 or 6 minutes just to change that one filter, hey?
We're not done yet.
Oh. Here I'm thinking, okay, we're done. Let's go for coffee.
Now we need to bleed the air out of it.
Okay.
So I need a little screwdriver from my, oh, there's one up here.
Okay, so I'll turn the fuel back on here on the day tank. Okay, fuel's on.
Okay. And now in here is a little bleeder. So if I crack this open, you see the fuel comes out. So the idea is that once this filter fills up, all the air should be trapped up here. So we just crack this open and
yeah,
I'm just letting some come out. And it's kind of bubbling a little bit and stop, but there's a little fuel pump right here that you pump. And so I have a bit of a, you can just pump away until you get it all out. But if you pump it till the fuel comes out and then close this and then release the pump and then open it and pump it.
you can hear the air coming out. Yeah.
We want to do this till fuel comes out.
I don't really know much about filters, but what happens if we didn't do this step? Like if we just
Then, well, so this is important because right now all the air is trapped right here. It's the highest point in the system. So if we get all the air out here, it doesn't go through the fuel rail into the injector pump and into the injectors. Once it's in the injectors, the only way to get it out is you can bleed each injector, or you can try and run it through, which is hard on the injectors, and it makes it difficult to start the engine, so you're using your starter more than you need to, cranking it over and whatnot.
Oh,
but
okay.
this system here seems to work best. Like I said, you just push it down and bleed it, and I'm just starting to get fuel now. So now I know all the air is out. See that?
Oh yeah.
And I'll just do that one more time because we've seen it gurgling, and I'll move this pad so it's fresh again.
Oh yeah, there.
Okay, and it's all being caught by this absorbent pad here.
Yeah, we don't want that
And
stuff going in.
no more air is coming out.
Yuck.
So now you just close this. Put this, actually I won't put the pad in the garbage yet. I'll clean this up. You want it nice and dry so that you can see if the filter's leaking now, because you want to know that before you go out to sea, right? It's easy to fix right now while we're sitting here tied up at the marina. What we don't want to be doing is trying to fix it out in the water, in the waves and the rough.
Here we're going to put this on the filter we just changed with the number of engine hours on Skookum and the date. Right now the water faucet is turned off for the winter at our dock, so we're going to just go over to the fuel dock and fill up the boat with some water. We didn't get a chance last time we went out to top it off, so we'll just do that today. Go for a little cruise. Well, we've been filling up Skookum with some fresh water for about 25 minutes now. A lot longer than what we thought. We can't put the pressure too high in the hose or it ends up just backing up and flowing out of the spout. So just have to be patient. We thought we'll give her a little wash here, get some salt off the boat from our last trip. Got a lot of salt on the windows and stuff.
Hopefully I don't end up in.
I wouldn't,
God.
Jocelyn,
I
I
was
wouldn't
just-
laugh if you fell in. I
was
wouldn't.
just sitting in my nice warm greenhouse.
I might laugh a little bit if you fell.
Yeah, yeah.
Just a little. Though.
Just a tiny bit. After filling up with some water, we decided to take just a little cruise out in the bay. The wind's kind of picking up a bit, so we're just heading back to our spot. Usually we back into our spot, but since there's not a boat in front of us, we're just gonna pull forward and drive in this way. Morning!
Good morning.
Rangy can't wait to go for a walk. Walk!
Gotta go pee-pee.
He knows that word. Looks nice out. Yeah, I think there's some garbage we can take up. When we bought Skookum, there were already rod holders mounted in place here. And, you know, for the last 2 years, I really didn't mind. Fishing is a big part of our life here up in Kitimat. And, you know, I just thought, oh, it looks like a decoration. You can even see I added a little butterfly to it. Probably Derek's shaking his head, but I don't know. I've just been thinking lately, maybe these should go in the front berth. There are previous holes already drilled, like maybe previous owners had these down in there, but I just thought, yeah, it'd be nice to put them down there. But then I thought, what am I gonna fill these holes with? This is teak. I'm not sure if I could just use a wood filler, but I might do some research on that. What do you guys think? Should the rods stay and be a part of our look here? Or should they be hidden somewhere? Made some octopus, potato, bacon, onion, creamy soup the other day. Now we're just reheating it here. It's gonna be so good. Hi, Ranger. Are you a lazy dog? You don't want to go outside and play after? Hey? Just being a good old lazy dog. On the boat. Only reacts when people walk by. He wants to go out and play. It's starting to rain here. It actually snowed yesterday evening. They were pretty big flakes, but it warmed up outside and now it's all melted. Time to leave Skooky. Time to go back home.
Yep.
We'll come back during the week sometime. Can't believe it's still raining out. Till next time, Skooky. Maybe we'll go out next weekend. We'll see. Come on! Bring Mommy stick!